Hey friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel, I just share some of the thoughts, ideas that I've been thinking about, some of the things that I've been thinking about, some of the things that have been happening in my life. And today, it's 6 a.m. and the reason that I'm filming this at 6 a.m. is that I did not film this yesterday in the evening as I'm supposed to, but oh well, this is better than nothing, and yeah, I'm glad that I'm doing it right now. And in today's video, I want to talk about an interesting thing. Is that yesterday I tried to wake up at 8 a.m. but I woke up. I did my like 5, which is 5 push-ups, 5 squats, 5 lunges, 5 burpees, and 30-second plank, which is basically part of my new morning routine that I've been doing for maybe a few weeks now. And basically, I did that in the morning, as I usually do, and I was still too tired from having woken up at 8. And today I woke up at 5, and I'm not very tired actually, and I can tell you why. Basically, waking up at 8 yesterday was more tiring than waking up at 5 today. So the reason for that is because of the way our sleep cycles are scheduled. So yesterday I had a normal alarm to wake me up at 8 a.m. And so basically what this alarm did is that it woke me up in the middle of my sleep cycle. So I already had started a new sleep cycle and I was in deep sleep when my alarm rang and I had to wake up. And today, actually, I did not wake up with an alarm. I was just sleeping in the living room. There was some light. No, like I did not close my curtains. I was just sleeping there without my sleep glasses, which usually prevents the light from waking me up. But that was intentional because whenever I don't do, like, whenever I end up sleeping without doing my evening routine, I sleep in the living room just to distinguish between a regular night and a not regular night, so that it does not become a habit to not execute on my evening routine. So basically, I only sleep in my room when I have. Sounds harsh, but actually it's a very good mental barrier in my head to distinguish between the exceptions and the norm. And I don't want this to become the norm. But anyway, so to go back to the reason between these two, is that basically today when I woke up at 5 a.m., I just woke up naturally to the sound of birds and with the light, and it coincided with my sleep cycle being, like, my sleep being in my lightest stage, so it being the end of my latest sleep cycle. And I don't feel tired at all. I feel quite good. I'm able to articulate my thoughts, hopefully, or maybe not as well as usual, but anyway, I'm usually filming this in the evening where I'm already past tired. So yeah, that was an interesting observation and something that's interesting to observe in my day-to-day, because there is nothing like the lived experience of knowing what it feels like when you're sleep deprived, when your sleep gets interrupted inside a sleep cycle, and when your sleep does not get interrupted inside your sleep cycle and you wake naturally. And this has been like so good to notice again, which is kind of making me want to get the Whoop because it has basically this alarm feature, which basically wakes you up at the right moment in your sleep cycle. You give it a range of times that you want to wake up in, and it wakes you up at just the right moment, so that you don't feel tired because you're interrupting a sleep cycle. So that's one of the reasons that I really want to get it. And I think it would coincide with the future, where I want to start waking up early in the morning and start going for a workout before going to work. And actually today, the time that I woke up would have made it work. Like, I could just go right now, but I'm not yet registered in that new gym. But this is something that's very cool, to see that I can wake up at an early time and not feel like shit. But anyway, so that was my observation of the day. Yesterday was a very interesting day because, like, basically I started it out with my regular calls. So I woke up at 8 a.m. and I ended up doing my morning routine and then going back to sleep for 2 extra hours until my first meeting of the day. And then after I had my first meeting of the day, I made some breakfast, read for a bit, and then got in the stick of it. Basically started working, and actually I just spent the whole afternoon working here, which was very cool. I mean, I felt like this was the least distracted I've ever been working, which was, I'm very happy with it, given my new setup. And yeah, I'm glad. I'm super happy when I have these moments where I just work and I feel productive and I'm able to make progress on things that are the most important to me. So that's been this current project that I'm working on from my previous team. And yeah, in the evening, I went to the gym. I had a really good strength workout, and then I had a yoga session, which was quite tough, given that I had just had quite tough also strength workout, but it felt good. I was proud of myself for just even going through that session. And then I did my 20 minutes rowing session, and then I went for a walk, which was very cool. And like, after all this, I think my watch, my new watch, still had 80% battery, which I'm very happy about. Super happy with the new watch and the battery life. And then when I came back home, I just watched some Tour de France, like some episodes from the Tour de France series on Netflix, which is very cool. And then decided, like, I was too sleepy to do anything. I didn't want to force myself to do anything, so I just decided to sleep in the living room, get some rest, and then I woke up maybe an hour or so ago, maybe a little over an hour ago. It's 6:15. I did the remainder of my evening routine, so just writing down my story-worthy moments of the day, and just posting some quotes from my Readwise to my Twitter feed. That was fun, and I had already actually posted my Instagram picture of the day yesterday, so I'm glad that I didn't have to do that this morning. And yeah, it was honestly a good day, satisfying day. I love, and basically, like, I had this amazing feeling in my legs. Like, this is what I love when I work out intensely. It's that feeling in my legs of tiredness. It, like, genuinely feels good. And especially, like, it's good for my legs to be tired, but not cramping. So I'm glad that I hydrate quite well. So I don't really cramp, just because I have electrolytes in the morning and drink enough water, especially when I'm working out, to stay hydrated. So I'm happy with that. And yeah, overall, pretty solid day yesterday and today. We're getting the day started off well. Just filming this video, and after this, I'm gonna go take a shower. Just get ready for the day, and then maybe after that, I will, depending on how I feel, I will either take a nap before my first meeting of the day, or let's see, maybe read a little bit or just start doing some work. Let's see what my brain feels like. And yeah, basically I don't like to force myself to do stuff, because that just means it affects my productivity for the remainder of the day. Like, for example, yesterday I'm super glad that I went to sleep, back to sleep for those 2 extra hours, because I was feeling better after that, even though I like those 2 extra hours, like my alarm after that also interrupted my sleep cycle, but it was better. It's better to have a sleep cycle interrupted when you've had more hours of sleep than if you hadn't. So yeah, I like to just follow what I'm feeling in the moment. Like, I trust that my brain will get, like, instead of trying to force myself to work, for example, I know that my brain is not ready to work, and if I try to, I will just pretend to work and do non-productive stuff, like non-essential stuff. And at the end of the day, I will have just wasted that time doing non-essential stuff. Whereas by taking a step back to rest and recharge, like basically that's what allowed me to have such a productive afternoon yesterday. So yeah, just thinking about that, and yeah, gonna have a good day today. I'm gonna shower, and we'll see what I'll end up doing. So anyway, thanks so much for tuning in today. You can click here to watch my previous video on this channel, so don't write me for this one, or you can click here to watch my latest video on the channel overall. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day, night, whichever time of day it is, where you are right now. Bye for now, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye!